My name is Nick Tama. I'm an assistant principal here at Shawnee High School. And welcome to tonight's People's Choice Awards. The People's Choice Awards, it's an award that students can only win once in their high school career. And I was joking with a student on the way in about her brother's success in high school, and it brought the attention to the moment, which, this award is truly about what these individuals, these 34 students, have done as just that, as individuals during their time at Shawnee High School. We have every department represented here tonight in our staff and our faculty, and we are super excited to be able to reflect and truly appreciate the connections that they've made with these 34 students up on stage. Throughout the course of the evening, you'll hear about different personal anecdotes, the small moments, and just really some incredible feats that these students have accomplished during their time at Shawnee High School. Students, the way it's going to work tonight is that the staff member who nominated you will come up to the screen. Their name will appear, just like Mr. Campbell's does here, and they will introduce you, their People's Choice. At the conclusion of their speech, we ask that you come join them on the stand, pose for a quick picture, and receive your medal, and then return back to your seats. At the conclusion of tonight's ceremony, there's some light refreshments provided by Student Council. So again, thank you very much for coming to join us tonight, for coming to hear about all the accomplishments and successes that our students here have achieved, and truly we thank our staff for recognizing them this year. Students, we encourage you to wear these medals at graduation. So without further ado, our first presenter and our building principal, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Tama. Before I get started, I would like to recognize Mr. Steve Lee from the Lenape Regional High School Board of Education. Mr. Lee, thank you for being here tonight. And I thank you for all that you do, and the Board of Ed for supporting our students so we can have events like this. So of all the celebrations that we hold at the end of the year, and the next few weeks, months, the rest of the month will be filled with different celebrations, this is one of the most challenging. Trying to figure out one student to nominate. When I sat down to try to figure out who my nominee was going to be for this year, all these different names have popped into my head. Students who I've gotten to know over the time, many who have done amazing things here at Shawnee High School. So to narrow the list down to one is quite a difficult task. But I truly look forward tonight, and so it's my privilege to recognize Caden Arthur. Caden, come on up. So I first got to know Caden during his junior year. From the beginning, he stood out as a young man of exceptional discipline and character. In the world of athletics, we often talk about putting in the work, but Caden lived it. He was one of the few dedicated students committed to early morning shootouts. When I shooting workouts, when I'm talking about that, 6:15 in the morning, I'd be in the gym with a couple student basketball players, boys or girls, coming in and doing shooting workouts. Caden was one of the regulars, so he would be there before anybody showed up for school to try to get that extra work in. So he was, the shooting works have proven that he's built on a foundation of grit and a desire to improve when nobody else was watching. However, his impact on Shawnee extends far beyond the gym. As a son of a military father, Caden possesses a deep understanding of the unique challenges and sacrifices faced by service members and their families. He turned that personal experience into action by helping create the Military Community Club. And this was also very special to me because I am a father of a member of the Army. And I've been respectful of the Army, I've been appreciative of the Army and the military service for many years, but it's different when it's in your family and when you don't get to see your son for months at a time, it's very challenging. And for a son to have that experience with father, and what we found a lot of people in the building that were going through the same things, and Caden took one of the leadership roles in creating that community to help support others. So through this organization, he provided a vital support system for students and staff of Shawnee High School or part military families, ensuring that they feel seen, supported, and understood. His leadership in this area demonstrates his maturity beyond his years and a heart for service that will leave a lasting legacy at our school. Caden is also one of our Shawnee upstanders, which means he had been identified by our staff as a student who consistently does the right thing even when nobody's watching. That award, more than any, speaks to the heart of who Caden is, a young man of character, empathy, and quiet leadership. Caden, your dedication to your team, your commitment to your fellow students make you the embodiment of what this award represents. We're proud to honor you today. Please accept my 2026 People's Choice Award. All right. Okay, and then we're going to go here. All right, I now like to bring up Mr. Dylan Fields.
I wanted to start off by saying I'm a really proud coach right now. Looking out, and I have 3 senior basketball players here. Caden, obviously, who just got recognized, Colin McGarrigle, and then, of course, Jake Sherlock. So in today's sports world, athletes are afraid of the social pressures of being on a team and not always getting the recognition. They don't want to be seen as a player who doesn't get the minutes, which is why you see so many transferring or stop playing each and every year. It's getting harder and harder to find the athletes who want to be a part of a program without being the star. But every single coach in this building knows that every player in the program is vital. Roles may be different, but the status of every player is the same. Successful seasons depend on every single player in the program. And our boys basketball team, I believe, had a very successful season, and Jake Sherlock was a major reason why. He's respectful, appreciative, personable, and fully committed. Someone who stays true to himself and represents the program and the right way to do things every single day. He showed our younger players what commitment to a program truly looks like by attending every single off-season event and consistently investing in the team. Jake was willing to hold his teammates accountable when they needed to be pushed, while always remaining supportive when they needed encouragement. He understood the balance between leadership and selflessness. Jake has a way to connect people. Through his actions and his words, he brings people together, especially the players in our program. Jake tells it like it is. It's never harsh, but it always speaks the truth, which is why so many people gravitate towards him. He can support during an emotional time, make light of a situation that needs some brightness, and he can always laugh at himself. He's someone that our program needed, and one that will definitely be missed. Jake had a positive impact in every environment he was a part of. I was lucky enough to have him in class his junior year too. He has a way of making the group he's in enjoyable to be around. When I had him in class and that class was lacking a little personality, I couldn't be more grateful that Jake was in it. He was always one I can count on to participate in class. Not only did I look at him for answers to any of my algebra questions, but simply just to have those off-topic conversations that us teachers look forward to every single day. We would have conversations about everything, and I always looked forward to these. Throughout our 4 years together, Jake has always been one of the first to always say thank you. Whether it was during his freshman season, after class his junior year, his first day this year of his senior practice, and then our last game when he found me in the hallway. But Jake, I finally now get to say thank you for everything over these last 4 years. Now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Wilson.
Hello. I'm sharing my People's Choice for 2026 for one of my pre-cal students, Mr. Connor DeLuca. You knew it was me, didn't you? Okay, Connor has consistently demonstrated not only exceptional academic ability, but also admirable character and leadership in my classroom. From the very beginning of the course, Connor has stood out with his outstanding math skills. He approaches complex problems with confidence and clarity, and his understanding of the material is both evident in both his work and his daily participation. Connor is an active contributor to the class discussions, offering thoughtful insights and helping to deepen the understanding of those around them. What truly sets Connor apart, however, is his willingness to support his classmates. During group work, he naturally takes on a collaborative role, patiently explaining concepts to peers who may be struggling. He does this with kindness and respect. He's enduring, and his ability to communicate his mathematical ideas clearly is a testament not to only his knowledge, but also his generosity as a leader. Beyond his academic strengths, Connor is a polite, caring, and genuinely thoughtful young man. He brings a positive presence to the classroom each day and contributes to an environment where students feel supported and encouraged. It has been an absolute pleasure to have him in class this year. Connor is truly a student I feel fortunate to have taught and one I will never forget. I am confident that he will continue to excel in all of his future endeavors. Congratulations. Okay, and now I'm introducing Ms. Howarth.
Strength, compassion, determination, and resilience are just some of the words to describe my People's Choice recipient, Laurel Brusha. As her teacher over the past 2 years in honors and AP chemistry, I have had the privilege of watching Laurel consistently push herself outside of her comfort zone, embracing challenges with confidence, determination, and a positive mindset. She's not afraid to strive to do hard things. Though she is very strong academically, she is more focused on the bigger picture, the learning, the understanding, and the growth that matter far beyond a single grade, which is a rare and admirable quality. Laurel has emerged as a leader in her class, answering tough questions and posing some of her own. She manages her lab group, keeping everyone on track, engaged, focused, and she exudes enthusiasm for learning, excitement in solving a tough problem, and is such a pleasure to teach. Beyond her own accomplishments, Laurel consistently looks out for those around her. Whether it is offering encouragement, lending a helping hand, or making sure everyone feels included, she leads with kindness and compassion. Laurel has certainly brightened my day every day in class, one of those people that reminds you how far a smile and a warm greeting can go. I look forward to her class, and my interactions with her always make my day better. I consider myself very lucky to have been her teacher. Laurel's combination of strength, positivity, enthusiasm, resilience, and a genuine care for those around her make her truly deserving of this choice. Congratulations. You might have to put it on yourself. I got you. I'd now like to introduce Mr. Jackson.
Good evening. So I've been here for a few years and never even considered selecting a student to honor until this year. Intelligence, class, personality, and athleticism. Caden Mayberry embodies each of these traits. Relatively quiet and unassuming, his presence can dominate a room. One of the biggest compliments that I can pay Caden is this. As the father of 3 daughters, if I had a daughter Caden's age and she brought him to our house, I would be a very happy father. It's been an honor to have had Caden in class this year, and I can't wait to see all the exciting things he does as he moves forward and on to the University of Pennsylvania. Now I have the great honor to introduce the legendary Mrs. Margaret Fanagakis.
Mr. Campbell always jokes that I probably taught some of you, and I'm sure I have. So welcome back. Yes, I'm still here. Okay, it is my pleasure to have been working with this young man for the past 4 years. Colin McGarrigle, would you please come up? You all right? During this time, he has been an outstanding member of our student council. and proudly this year serves as our president, with dedication, enthusiasm, and tons of school spirit. One of the most memorable moments, however, is freshman year when Colin forgot to show up for his freshman interview. After receiving a panic phone call from an upperclassman, he sprinted to the classroom. He has made up for that time by showing up for everything since then. Colin has worked tirelessly to stay involved, grow as a leader, and make a positive impact in our school community. His growth over the past 4 years is truly impressive. Colin is also a dedicated member of our boys basketball team, where he continues to demonstrate commitment, teamwork, and sportsmanship. He leads by example, encouraging everyone around him to bring a positive energy wherever he goes. Beyond athletics and leadership, Colin fully embraces what it means to have school spirit. Whether he's leading Blue Crew at the football games, dancing and singing on stage dressed in a lion costume, or volunteering at school events, his approach always is enthusiastic with his beautiful big smile. Truly, no job is too big, too small, or too ridiculous for Colin. Most importantly, Colin is simply a wonderful young man. He is respectful, dependable, hardworking, and someone who makes those around him, a better person. He is leaving a lasting impression on our school community, and I have no doubt he will continue to lead, inspire, and succeed as he begins his next adventure at St. Joe's University. Colin, thank you for all you have done. You're still going to St. Joe's.
I am, yeah, thank you.
All right, how sick are you?
I'm not, no, it's not contagious. Thank you.
You feeling better?
Yeah.
And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Brooke Langowski.
All right, I'm honored to present my People's Choice Award to Henley Brown. Henley is part of my Class 5 for World History this year, and from the very first day of school impressed me tremendously. Her effort in class, her kindness toward others, and her ability to make others feel noticed and appreciated are what have driven me to give this award to her. I know that Henley was a girl after my own type A heart when she asked me to borrow her hole punch in the first week of school to organize her binder. Her neatness and her organization, however, are not the only things that I admire about her. Henley is the type of student that makes everyone else in the room feel comfortable. Anytime that we work in pairs, she ensures that all students are included. She's a natural leader in groups, even when it is a group of all boys on an imperialism presentation. She participates every single day, volunteering answers and being diligent in her classwork, and her effort is reflected in her grades and in her writing. It does not surprise me at all that she is a member of the dance team and also a cheerleader here at Shawnee, as she excels in brightening the day of people around her. Henley, I am so grateful to have been your teacher this year. You truly are so well-rounded and an absolute joy to teach. Throughout this school year, you've shown me how hardworking you are, how creative you can be, and most importantly, that you make everyone feel special. I appreciate your effort and your talents more than you know. So Henley, please accept my People's Choice Award. All right, and now I'll call up Mr. Ryan Franks.
My 2026 People's Choice nomination is Lily Tran. I'm not sure if I've ever had the pleasure of teaching such a sincere, genuine person as Lily in my 18 years of working here at Shawnee High School. These qualities radiate from Lily in everything that she does, and it has been a pleasure having her in my freshman AP World History class. First off, Lily is a phenomenal student who challenges herself to learn and grow every single day. She is intelligent, hardworking, and insightful. But much more importantly than that is what kind of person Lily is. She has an infectious personality that makes the room a brighter place, as she has the rare courage to be herself. Lily makes personal connections with the class content that we discuss from history, and she shares their perspective in our class discussions regularly. She has a lighthearted humor that makes the class more enjoyable every single day, even though the self-made history jokes that she and her friends shared with me regularly at the beginning of the period often left something to be desired. Her smile and laugh bring energy and enthusiasm to the classroom, even on the dreariest of days. When she makes mistakes, she owns them with accountability, but she then learns from them and grows stronger from that experience. So many students are scared to be vulnerable like that in general, but especially in front of their classmates. However, Lily empowers other people around her to let their guard down because she is strong enough to let hers down while simply trying her best in everything that she encounters. I'm excited to see what the future at Shawnee High School will bring for Lily over the next few years. And while I anticipate many successes and much growth throughout her time here, I'm so happy that I was able to share in the experience of her freshman year here at our school. Lily makes our Shawnee community an immeasurably better place, and I thank her for being so authentically and genuinely her awesome self in AP World History this year. Congratulations. I'd now like to introduce Mrs. Kristen Shimp.
My 2026 People's Choice Award goes to Jackson Cawley. Jackson sets a positive example for his peers each and every day. He enters the classroom eager to learn and without any reminders puts his cell phone away and gets right to work on the question of the day. He is the first to raise his hand during class discussions, offering insightful opinions and asking thoughtful questions that help the entire class better understand the material. Beyond his own work, Jackson is always willing to help others. Whether it's assisting classmates, helping check work, or encouraging others to stay on track, he consistently leads by example. Jackson's enthusiasm is contagious, and his classmates have begun to follow his lead, inspired by his energy and dedication. His voice, whether sharing an idea or offering encouragement, carries real weight in our classroom. Jackson, I am so proud of the person you are. You bring positivity, kindness, and determination into every day, and you truly make our class a better place just by being you. Congratulations. And next, Mr. Brian Bolin.
Okay, in addition to all of the wonderful attributes that I'm excited to share with you about my People's Choice recipient, one thing about him is he hands down has the coolest name in the building, and that's Maverick. So Maverick, why don't you come on up? All right, known by many as Mav. Mav, since the day he arrived, has emerged as a true leader amongst his peers. Certainly, I am a firm believer in the sentiment that the way that we treat one another truly matters, and Maverick has personified that in his daily actions. Certainly, a lot of the things that he contributes, although subtle and perhaps inconspicuous to some, I can assure you are truly impactful for our students. If you were to follow Mav on any given day, some of the things you may witness are him assisting his friends navigate the chaotic hallways of Shawnee High School, or helping a peer if their schedule changes and kind of navigate what their day is going to look like, and even at times he can offer helpful suggestions to our staff if they're unfamiliar with working with our peers. Mav on certain occasions has offered very helpful suggestions to best support them. For us, he has shown to be a quiet and unassuming leader, but his presence and his attributes here at Shawnee High School and his character are one of an example that I hope all of our students recognize. So please join me in recognizing Maverick as my People's Choice Award winner. Thank you. All right, it's my pleasure to welcome Mrs. Rabel to the podium.
Well, I'm honored to stand before you tonight to recognize someone whose dedication, compassion, and character truly sets her apart, which is Sofia Caravello. Throughout her Shawnee career, Sofia has demonstrated a remarkable ability not only to learn, but to use Italian. It's this using of Italian where Sofia truly excels. She makes a point of applying what she's learned, adding to her linguistic prowess and her deep appreciation of Italian culture. She has reached a very high level of proficiency due to her work ethic and love of anything Italian, and I will miss her in class next year. And this is actually a little strange for me because we always speak Italian together. Vero, Sofia? Come ti senti? Tutto bene? Perfetto. Okay. While her academic achievements are impressive, her character is truly what sets her apart. She is defined by her kindness and her integrity. She has the rare ability to make others feel seen and valued. Whether as a friend or a teammate, because she's also on the swim team, she has always gone the extra mile, never seeking the spotlight, but making sure everyone succeeds. She's a person of her word whose actions speak louder than anything. As she goes into her senior year, it is clear that she will continue on with greater success. Her journey proves that success is not just about how you travel, but it's about where you go. She moves forward with grace, humility, and a commitment to being her best at all times. Sofia has made a lasting impact on this school, and we are grateful for everything she has done. So tonight, I celebrate you, not just for your hard work and your achievements, but for the incredible person you are. Sei bravissima. Congratulations, and thanks for making this year truly special. And now I'll welcome to the podium Ms. Kate Brady.
Good evening. My name is Kate Brady and I teach Spanish here at Shawnee. It is my pleasure to announce that my People's Choice Award this year goes to Will Ginsburg. Oh. Sorry. Academically, Will has been consistently motivated and successful in our Spanish 3 class. He rises to various challenges and pushes himself to strengthen his biliteracy skills in the target language. He is a star participant who is inquisitive, highly reflective, and contributes to our class discussion no matter what thematic unit we are studying. He is especially enthusiastic when we watch Go, Vive a tu manera, our Spanish language video series. Additionally, Will works respectfully and collaboratively with all members of the class. I know that no matter what activity we are doing or who I pair Will with, his group will be highly engaged in the academic task and use of the Spanish language. On a personal level, Will is always a kind face in the hallways of Shawnee who greets me whenever he sees me. I want to share a quick story about Will, as I think it speaks a lot to his character and why I nominated him tonight for People's Choice. When we held our World Language Symposium Day earlier this spring, Will was there as an attendee. When the event ended, most student presenters were socializing as student attendees began to leave and teachers started to clean up. Will grabbed a nearby dustpan and broom and pitched in to help clean up the room, leading the way for other students to follow suit. This small gesture to me conveys what I have learned about Will this school year. He does the right thing, not to receive recognition or because it is asked of him, but because he is a young man who possesses genuine integrity. In this way, he is a quiet, thoughtful leader in our school community, and it has been a privilege to have him as a student this year. Will, felicitaciones y estoy muy orgullosa de ti. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Loeb.
Stories of success often start where most stories start, at the beginning. And so, this story of success starts freshman year in English, where Eliza Wargo sat in the front row, notebook on desk, a stack of Post-it notes, a pack of assorted highlighters, a planner, and a backpack stuffed to the zippers, ready to learn. And while these characteristics are present in a lot of students, especially overeager ninth graders, Eliza approached every lesson with that same engagement as if glued to the whiteboard. A raised hand, correct answers, a teacher's dream. Okay, maybe that's just how I remember it, but she did carry this innate inquisitiveness, a self-motivation to want to learn, to be a better writer, reader, and thinker. Fast forward a few years, now a little taller and still lugging a giant backpack, she continues to exhibit characteristics of student excellence. With confidence, commitment, and courage, like when she and the Shawnee High School STEM community outreach presented the importance of elected-based learning to the Lenape Regional High School District Board of Education, or in discussion and debate when she passionately retorts her opinions with and against her peers, as well as her day-to-day interactions with her teachers and classmates. Eliza Wargo will not back down from any challenge. She is a leader in her classrooms, in her BBYO Jewish teen organization, and in future walks of life. She has, as we say, ruach, or in Hebrew, spirit, a modest and mighty word. Eliza, I remember calling your parents to rave about you. I remember thinking that the apple did not fall too far from that tree. I remember everything I said to them is everything and more that I believe about your character now. Eliza, you are mighty, and the world better watch out. To the old adage about taking a village, I'm grateful to be a part of that village, Eliza. And I'm so proud to nominate you for my 2026 People's Choice Award. Thank you. And now, I would like to call Ms. Lamo. Thank you.
Some people want it to happen, some people wish it would happen, others make it happen. When I think of Michael Jordan's words, I think of a person who strives to do their very best, someone who doesn't settle for mediocrity. Motivated, hardworking, determined, and kind. These are the words that I would use to describe Lena Sommer. I have had the opportunity and privilege of being both Lena's English teacher and volleyball coach. If there is one thing I have learned about Lena, is that she does not know the meaning of the word quit. On the volleyball court, it felt as though every season brought new challenges. Most players would have been discouraged by the injuries Lena faced, but Lena is not like most players. Every time she was knocked down, she did not just recover, she fought her way back with a strength that was nothing short of inspiring. Lena did not just rejoin the lineup, she returned as an integral part of our team. She was a role model to her teammates, showing them with hard work and determination anything was possible. That same grit followed Lena into the classroom. Lena once told me that English wasn't her best subject, but I beg to differ. To me, a student's talent is not measured by how easily a concept comes to them, but by how hard they are willing to work when it doesn't. I witnessed Lena lean into the struggle, pushing herself to master difficult material with the same tenacity she showed on that volleyball court. What truly makes Lena integral to our Shawnee family, however, is not just her comeback stories or her work ethic, it's her heart. Lena is the loudest when she's cheering for her teammates' success. She is the friend who stands firmly beside her teammates and classmates when things get difficult. She is the teammate, classmate, and friend who puts others first. She doesn't just make things happen for herself. She empowers everyone around her to do the same. Lena, as you enter into your senior year and are faced with new hurdles in life, remember that you are stronger than you think. I do not doubt that you will make things happen. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Myra.
I just have to start off by saying selecting my nominee for this year was incredibly difficult. In the back of my head, I still had kids on deck from last year, and this crop of students outshone them. But there was one student who really shone above everybody else, and that's Aiden Clark. To me, the beauty of the People's Choice Award is that it's an award that can be anything. It can be a recognition of academic achievement, of shining personalities in our classrooms, or simply a way of saying, hey, I see you and all that you've done. For these three reasons, Aiden, you are my People's Choice nominee this year. As teachers, we strive to instill more than just content knowledge into our students. The skills that are most important that we hope to help build within our pupils are thus self-motivation, love of learning, and sheer persistence. I've had a wonderful ringside seat to witness Aiden's academic growth in all three of these categories. I know that at the start of the year, US2 ACC was a bit of a challenge for him. However, Aiden did not give up. He in fact rose to the occasion, spectacularly. In speaking with his parents and from what I witnessed in the classroom, he put in more work than any other student who I've taught this year. His grades gradually improved, and in tandem, I saw his confidence improve. This showed through in his writing, in group interaction, and the way that he presents himself. While I hope that in some way, some of the content that we cover in US2 sticks, so to speak, I really try my best to push the life skill of determination. We are all given our own obstacles in life, no matter where we come from or who we are. It is how we approach them that teaches us something. If we always take the easier path when things get tough or push us out of our comfort zone, we will never experience true personal growth. By pushing through these obstacles, we learn new skills. We learn self-reliance, we figure out how to adapt to new situations, and we take these onwards to the next challenge. Success always feels really good, but it only teaches us so much about our own abilities. In my opinion, it is the struggles and the speed bumps and dusting ourselves off and getting back up which provides the most important lessons. Aiden, I've seen you do all of that in my class, and for this reason, I think I can be considered your number 2 fan, because I know that your parents are definitely your number 1s. Beyond the knowledge that Lee Harvey Oswald probably didn't act alone in the Kennedy assassination, take the personal lessons with you. Conquer your classes next year, college, your career, with the same tenacity that I have seen you bring. You have all the abilities of the greatest students who I've taught. Please keep letting those shine. And finally, if you do me a favor and accept my 2026 People's Choice nomination, I would be thrilled. And it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Leslie Schmouter.
I would like to invite Ava Gregg to come up here with me. My first interactions with Ava began 3 years ago. We were strangers then, simply passing each other on the D-Wing stairs every day before lunch. Without fail, Ava would offer a smile and a good morning that was as genuine as it was sweet. Those brief moments truly brightened my days. When I transitioned from the special education department to the English following year, I was overjoyed to see that same smiling face walk through my classroom door. Getting to know Ava as both a student and a person has been a highlight of my career. She is quite simply cool. Beyond her academic success, Ava is a Renaissance soul, equally at home analyzing a text in English class as she is throwing pottery or leading a knitting circle. Ava's passion eventually grew into a legacy when she proposed the Shawnee Knitting and Crochet Club. She didn't just suggest an idea. She took initiative, secured the necessary approvals, and built a community from the ground up. Watching her mentor her peers, tailoring her support to each student's level has been inspiring. She doesn't just teach a craft, she fosters success and connection. It is my absolute honor to present my 2026 People's Choice Award to Ava Gregg. And I'd now like to have Ms. Catherine Deeker come to the stage.
I've had the pleasure of teaching my nominee for the past 2 years I have been at Shawnee. Peyton Siciliano is the type of student who I have watched work tirelessly for everything she has earned. She may very well be on stage standing here and thinking, really? A math teacher picked me? That is not to say that Peyton isn't bright. Quite the opposite, in fact. Peyton shines in a world where etiquette and genuine work ethic can sometimes feel like a lost art. It goes without saying that Peyton carries herself with grace and does not give up when things get tough. Rather, she keeps her head down and focuses on how she can improve. Whenever I've asked Peyton about her activities, she's quick to share what went well, but almost immediately shifts the conversation toward how she can keep improving. Settling for average isn't in her nature. Despite holding herself to a high standard, I cannot remember a time when Peyton has complained during my class, which speaks volumes. Aside from being a student with these admirable qualities, Peyton is a jack of all trades. She is a committed member of the Shawnee women's golf team, a singer in the treble choir, a thespian who is a great minister in anything goes, and a sister who is supportive of her siblings' involvement. Above all, Peyton is kind. She works well with others, and despite juggling a busy schedule, she always maintains a positive attitude. I know that whatever Peyton chooses to pursue post-Shawnee will be met with the same humility, dedication, and strong work ethic I have had the opportunity to witness. Peyton, your drive to improve is one of your greatest strengths, but I hope you also take time to reflect on all you've accomplished and the positive impact you've had on all the people around you. I wish you all the best and thank you for being a model student the past 2 years who proves that attitude is truly everything. Congratulations. And now I would like to introduce Miss Jessica Riddle.
The best part of my job is and always will be the students. Choosing just one of the amazing kids here at Shawnee High School is no easy task. But when I thought about somebody who has truly impacted my life, one name came to mind. It is with immense pride that I nominate Gia Jones for my People's Choice Award. I met Gia 4 years ago when she walked into the gym in August to try out for the Shawnee cheerleading team. At that time, she was a shy, quiet freshman. I immediately recognized her last name and remembered having her older brother, Asher, in my math class. Hi, Asher, I see you over there. Anybody who knows Asher knows he's a great kid with a wonderfully goofy side. So I was really surprised when I met this reserved younger sister in the gym. But over the years, I've had the absolute privilege of seeing her completely transform. Today, Gia has grown into not only a talented athlete, but an extraordinary young woman. She is the kind of person who will stop whatever she's doing just to say hello when she sees me in the hallways, ask how your day is going, or even take time out of her morning in Disney to braid your hair. She has a genuine, radiant care for everybody around her. This was beautifully obvious when she played unified basketball. Even if her basketball skills could use a little work, her heart was on the court with those kids. Gia is endlessly funny and can make you laugh nonstop. You can be having the absolute worst day, but the second you see her in the gym for practice or walking the halls between classes, she knows exactly what to say to make things better. The true depth of Gia's impact on me was centered at the end of this year's football season. Our senior cheerleaders were given mini pom-poms with a tag that read, "It's my last year on the sidelines, but I'm leaving my legacy behind. Don't let the spirit fade. Forever we are renegades." The girls were then tasked with passing these pom-poms to the people who mattered most to them. While I received some that night from the other seniors, Gia looked at me and said, "This one's yours, but I'm not giving it to you yet." About a week later, she found me and handed me the pom-pom. Attached was a personalized handwritten note that instantly brought tears to my eyes. She thanked me for what I had done for her, but it was one specific line that truly resonated with me. "My goal in life is to always be the nicest and kindest, and I hope I left my mark on you." Gia, you've absolutely achieved that goal. Through your humor, your empathy, and your unwavering kindness, you make everybody around you feel valued. I'm incredibly proud of the person you've become and will forever cherish the memories we've shared over the past 4 years. You've made a connection with me that I will carry long after you have graduated. Thank you for leaving your mark on me. Now go leave it on the world. I would now like to introduce Ms. Rachel Gottschall.
Some students leave a lasting impression long after they walk the halls of a school, and this young man is undeniably one of them. Matthew Duffy. I first met Matthew as a tow-headed 4-year-old running around preschool, where he quickly became close friends with my son. Although the years led them to different schools and separate paths, it was truly an honor to have life come full circle when I arrived here at Shawnee and had the privilege of reconnecting with Matthew as an exceptional young man. Over the years, Matthew has grown into someone who embodies every quality that defines true character. He is compassionate, empathetic, kind-hearted, and consistently puts others before himself. While many students participate in activities for recognition, he simply serves because helping others comes naturally to him. His actions speak louder than words, and the impact he has on those around him is impossible to ignore. One of the clearest examples of his dedication and leadership is his work as co-president of the Kids for Wish Club. As co-advisor of this club, I had the honor of working alongside him and witnessing firsthand the passion and heart he brought to everything he did. Through his dedication and commitment, he helped the club raise over $6,000 for Make-A-Wish, including more than $1,000 that he raised himself personally. Matthew was never satisfied with doing the minimum and was constantly brainstorming new ways to raise awareness and support for children facing unimaginable challenges. His leadership inspired others to become involved and reminded our entire school community of the importance of kindness and service. Although Matthew has an imposing presence, anyone who truly knows him quickly sees the gentle soul beneath it. He carries himself with humility, warmth, and sincerity. Matthew's contagious smile and ability to make others feel valued creates a sense of comfort wherever he goes. He has a natural way of lifting people up, whether through a simple conversation, a thoughtful gesture, or his willingness to always show up when someone needs help. What makes him most deserving of the People's Choice Award is not just what Matthew has accomplished, but the kind of person he is at his core. Matthew truly represents the very best of Shawnee: integrity, compassion, leadership, and selflessness. He has made a meaningful difference in the lives of so many people, and I have no doubt he will continue to do so wherever life takes him. It is bittersweet to say goodbye again. I'll miss him deeply, even those rosy red cheeks that always brighten my day. I am so incredibly grateful to have witnessed and been part of even a smidgen of his journey. He is truly one of those rare individuals who leaves the world better simply by being in it. Matthew, I wish you the absolute best in the next chapter of your life, and to remember always to shine bright. I would like to introduce Mr. Scott Harris.
Hello, everyone. That's just not fair to follow, because you know, like some people cry and that makes you want to cry. Not fair. Let's see. We were told we were given 2 minutes for this speech, and I can think some of my colleagues agree that's just kind of difficult with how much we have to say about these young children. Today, I would like to bring up Tucker Jones. Artistic, creative, intuitive, sassy, and appreciation for music, athletic, inspirational, and funny. This student has many skills, like even know how to work with hydraulics. Who knows how to do that at his age? He's also a really good cook, so long as he doesn't mix the two together. He can produce quite a delicious breakfast sandwich, as we've had in the wood shop some days. For a student to be able to operate wood shop machinery, laser engravers, multiple computer software is nothing short of an outstanding achievement, achieving mastery objectives. These achievements have made him a well-rounded student, and even once, the student became the teacher. He can only play a few instruments, but he created his own table that collapses down to hold his instrument. I cannot find a challenge in which he has not overcome, with the exception of one. His coach at 41 years old could still pole vault higher than him. I've watched him grow from his freshman year in drafting in Design 1. He has become an experienced craftsman throughout the years, in which I've become very proud of. We have had many laughs in class, in the halls, and out on the track. I will be sad to see you go. You have made a lasting impression on many, and even while writing this speech, he said he had to go yell at one of his teachers, Mrs. Kirk. And just goes to show you what kind of relationship he has built with his teachers. Tucker Jones, you will be missed around these halls and in the classrooms. You have your head on straight and a moral compass that has always pointed true north. I wish you good luck and Godspeed. Howdy, buddy. Thank you. Picture time. And now, Mrs. Brenna Atmore.
Hello, I'm Brenna Atmore. I teach Latin here at Shawnee. My People's Choice Award for this year is going to Anya Wilt. What to say about Anya? As I'm sitting down to write this, I'm thinking of all the metaphors I could employ, the allusions to academics and activities I could mention. Do I want to compare Anya's journey to the flight of a quick pre-Saturday matinee plane ride? She actually does fly planes, and that did happen several times. Do I want to write the whole speech using only lines from the 8 shows Anya and I have worked on together? And she was stage manager for 4 of those shows. Should I compare Anya's disposition to Roman authors that we've read? Or should I highlight the fortitude of Anya's character by talking about the time she dedicates to helping others? The point that I'm trying to make is that Anya is a truly astounding person and an incredible role model of academic excellence, benevolence, dedication, and leadership. She's been a standout student in Latin, earning the New Jersey State Seal of Biliteracy and multiple gold medals on the National Latin Exam.
She preserved my sanity throughout each and every tech weekend show run, serving as a voice of authority and a source of calm on stage right. She injects wit into each and every conversation we have, whether they're about course material or some other random topic that we've settled on. I feel so immensely privileged to have known Anya in her time here at Shawnee. Anya, thank you for showing up every day and just being a genuinely amazing person. I can't even begin to express how much I admire your intellect, your humor, your tenacity, and your character. I'm so incredibly happy that I was able to see the quiet, purple-haired freshman that showed up in my Latin 1 class turn into such an amazing and extraordinary person. Thank you. Next up is Dan O'Keefe, Mr. Dan O'Keefe.
When I used to hear the word perfectionist, I always thought of my sister. But now when I hear that word, I think of the one and only Sophia Kaufer. I had the privilege of having Sophie in honors pre-calc her sophomore year. Definitely one of, hands down, the best students I've had in any class my entire career. The most diligent note taker, frequent flyer at lunch and learn, extra help sessions, and always wanted to go over her quizzes with me, no matter if it was a 98 or a 91 or a 94. The common thread is that it was usually a pretty solid grade. And if Sophie's grade ever did slip out of that A range, maybe into a B, I had to, in fact, inform her that B's are okay, and she will live, and everything will be fine. Fast forward a couple years, I got to see Sophie in a different light when I took on the job of the head girls tennis coach, a team which Sophie was a 4-year varsity starter, and at the time a soon-to-be 2-time captain. So I thought, maybe different scenarios. She just really cares about academics. She'd go easy on herself out on the courts. I was wrong. Those perfectionist tendencies definitely translated directly to the tennis court. But that's what I love about Sophie. She's never truly satisfied. She has a hunger and a drive to be better. She always finds something that she feels that she can improve on. Too often nowadays, kids get complacent with where they're at. They don't feel the need to put in the extra time and effort to improve. They accept their fate and don't push themselves beyond their limits, except for Sophie. I'm honored to have gotten the opportunity to teach you. I am ecstatic that I got the opportunity to coach you. And I am truly thankful that the underclassmen on the tennis team got to see what it meant to be a true leader and to never be satisfied with a performance. I wish you the best of luck at Tulane. I am beyond proud of you. And I hope you continue to push yourself to the limit because you will be able to accomplish anything you want. Next up, Mr. Jeffrey Provost.
Good evening, folks. I took a different approach this year. I decided to take one of my favorite quotes and run with it. So that quote is, "Change your outlook, not your circumstances." My 2026 People's Choice Award goes to Maddie Sadusky. I've always heard about how good of a person Maddie is, but being a senior teacher, I never had the opportunity to teach her. When the school year started, I still did not have her on any of my rosters, but that changed in October when Maddie transferred into my 5th period World Cultures class. As many know, Maddie is one of the best soccer players in the state and unfortunately tore her ACL prior to her senior year. I'm not going to pretend that I personally know what she went through as she rehabbed this past summer, but I truly admired how she carried herself as she battled the adversity of such a serious injury. And watched her peers compete on the field, where she should have been next to them defending the Group 3 state championship. Instead of being outwardly miserable and down, I always saw her upbeat, happy, and most importantly, smiling. Her bubbly personality made it incredibly difficult for me to have a bad day. Maddie always knew when I might have been defeated, especially since her class does come after Class 8, and would go out of her way to put a smile on my face. During what has been an up and down year for me in my personal life, I will forever be grateful for Maddie going out of her way to cheer me up. She is truly a special human being who can light up the world with her smile. And Maddie, though I appreciate it, please do not ask me about Rana again. Good luck at the University of Miami next year. My People's Choice Award winner, Maddie Sadusky. And next up, Mr. Kaluzzi.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Mr. Kaluzzi. I teach social studies here. Also a coach of Maddie, so I'm very proud to see Maddie up here. And there's a little theme with our next two award members here. I don't know if they did this on purpose. But good evening, everyone. This year for the People's Choice Awards, I nominated Maggie Cox. So I nominated Maggie Cox, and Maggie is someone that I met in the spring of her freshman year. I had just agreed to be the freshman softball coach, and to be honest, Maggie, I had no idea what to expect. On that first day of the spring season, I met Maggie. Now, anyone that knows me knows I am a huge fan of sneakers. So it was obvious when I met Maggie on that first day of softball, and she was rocking original Jordan 1 lows, I knew we were going to get along. Over the last 4 years, I have realized that it's not just Maggie's great sense of style that has made an impact on me, but also her character. Time and time again, Maggie has displayed what it means to have great character, not just as an athlete, but as a person too. She isn't afraid to step out of her comfort zone, something that I believe is very valuable and hard to find in kids today. When playing softball, Maggie was competitive, but she was also a great teammate. If asked to play a different position, she would do it without hesitation and give it her best shot, a real coach's dream. At the end of her junior year, a nightmare came to life, as mentioned, when Maggie was set with the difficult setback of tearing her ACL. She would be unable to take the field her senior year. While news like that can have a negative impact on someone, Maggie entered this season as a senior, ready to support her team in any way possible. She was named captain this year and has shown true leadership throughout the season. She's up in the dugout on every pitch, she holds our girls accountable, and she is the spark that keeps our team running. In a time where it is very easy to throw in the towel and call it quits, Maggie continues to be a positive role model. Her qualities extend far beyond the softball field, as Maggie is someone who is full of surprises. She has a strong presence in our art community here at Shawnee, as she's involved in not just one, but 2 art classes. And somehow, during all of this, she managed to teach herself how to play the guitar and did a wonderful performance this year at our Shawnee Staff Talent Show. And she will also be going to Fairleigh Dickinson University next year to study computer science. Truly a woman of many talents. I am very proud to see your growth over the last 4 years, and I look forward to seeing what your future holds. Thank you for being the person you are, Maggie. I hope you never change. I am very proud to nominate you for this year's People's Choice Awards. And also, happy birthday, Maggie. Congratulations. Next up, we have Miss Shannon Patterson.
Giovanna, come on up. Giovanna is a champion, both in esports and in life. Gia's passion for esports is evident in her commitment to the year-long program. I heard from her coach that she's incredibly welcoming to new players, especially the freshmen. She doesn't just show up for herself, she shows up for her team. People can count on her to be present and focused. She's able to read others, stay cool and collected under pressure, as well as adapt quickly to situations, which I heard really helped her team win the championship this year. Despite this impressive accomplishment that many people would brag about, Gia is an incredibly humble person, downplaying her crazy skills and keeping the focus on her team. In English, Gia is one of the most engaged students in our class. Our class 7 has a lot of energy, and Gia is always the calm and steady presence in the room. We're currently reading The Stranger by Albert Camus, and Gia's intellectual curiosity is evident in the questions she asks and her written responses. I can always count on her to jump into class discussion at just the right moment with a unique perspective that causes everyone else in the class to reconsider their interpretations of the text. Students in our class were asked to read 3 books of their choosing over the school year and complete independent reading projects. Gia's last project, I have an update because she gave me an even better one since I wrote this. Gia's last project was self-created games related to the book, was incredible. And then just this week on Monday, she brought in her newest project, which everybody said was created by AI, even though it's a handmade project that took her hours to create. The amount of thought, time, and effort that went into the project was evident in the end product. Shout out to Gia's mom. She said that you're a great resource for helping her think through the ideas for her project. Before I started coaching softball in the spring, Gia would often stay after school to work on assignments for our class before going to esports down the hall. We both would talk and work, which is how I learned so much about her esports accomplishments. Because Gia is always thinking of others, she would frequently remind me to leave at 2:55 so I would pick my kids up from school on time. This is just a small example of how Gia is always thinking of others. And because right now we're all thinking about Gia, I want to brag for her a little. Gia showed incredible progress in our class over the course of the school year. Her grade is currently a 99.4. I'm so grateful that I was Gia's teacher this year. I'm inspired by her approach to life, and I know that Gia will continue to be a champion for herself and for others. Okay. And now I want to introduce Mr. Bear.
I'm honored to present my People's Choice Award to the one, the only, Will Sickler. So I first got to know Will during his freshman year as a participant on our debate team. And Will caught my attention early on because he asked great questions. He demonstrated a really strong attention to detail. He was curious about literally everything. And, Will, initially, and I said initially, was pretty quiet. But soon you gradually took on this really large and important role on our debate team, and he became the go-to student for any question about any arcane, random topic about government. If it was about budgetary procedure, he was your guy. This coincided with your involvement in Model UN, and I got to see your passion during your freshman year for both politics and international issues. During his junior year, Will showcased all of his talents and interests in my AP government class. Each day, he impressed the class with clear preparation, extraordinary oratorical skills, and extremely sound logic, especially during class debates. Believe me, you do not want to debate Will. It's scary. Whenever Will spoke in AP Gov, everyone listened, including myself. And by the end of the year, he was a clear leader in class. And most importantly, he always led with compassion and empathy. In his senior year, Will continued to demonstrate phenomenal leadership. He served as the president of both our debate and Model UN team. Specifically for debate team, Will worked incredibly hard to revamp our debate curriculum. He recruited new members, and when it came time to debate, he dominated. He was no longer that quiet freshman at the debate club. In fact, Will won the South Jersey League Best Speaker Award, which is a major accomplishment that very few students at Shawnee have actually ever won. So I am incredibly humbled to have been a small part of your educational journey. You are a committed, hardworking, caring, respectful, I could go on. You do all the right things when no one is watching. And that's truly a hallmark of not only a great person, but a great leader. And so, Will, please accept my People's Choice nomination. I would now like to bring up Ms. Marshall.
everyone. I'm Mrs. Marshall, and I'm honored to announce Maggie Lutz. I was going to call her Margaret, but I usually call her Maggie. Margaret Lutz for my People's Choice Award. Tonight, we celebrate achievement. We celebrate talent, hard work, leadership, and success. Often, when we think of achievement, we picture the loudest voice in the room, the person standing in the spotlight, the one everyone immediately notices. But sometimes, the strongest people are the quiet ones, and Maggie is one of those people. Sometimes grit does not announce itself. It does not demand recognition or attention. It simply shows up over and over again with consistency, humility, and heart. Maggie is the kind of person who leads without needing credit, the kind of teammate who notices when someone else is struggling and quietly helps them succeed, the kind of student who works tirelessly, not for applause, but because she genuinely cares about her team, her classmates, and the people around her. Her accomplishments in academics and athletics are remarkable, but what makes them even more impressive is the way that she carries them, with grace, with humility, with compassion. She does not make success about herself. In group projects, she lifts others up. On the court, she focuses on the team before individual recognition. She understands something many people spend years trying to learn. True leadership is not about being the center of attention. It is about making the people around you better. Maggie has shown grit in the purest sense of the word. Not flashy grit, not performative grit, but quiet determination. The kind that perseveres through challenges without complaint. The kind that keeps working when nobody is watching. The kind of grit rooted in character rather than recognition. And while Maggie may never be the loudest person in the room, her impact is deeply felt by everyone fortunate enough to know her. Her kindness makes people feel included. Her compassion makes people feel supported. Her humility makes her success even more admirable. In a world that often rewards volume, Maggie reminds us of the power of quiet strength. And perhaps that is why her achievements mean so much more, because they are earned not only through talent and hard work, but through integrity, selflessness, and unwavering character. Tonight, I'd like to honor not only an exceptional student athlete and academic scholar, but an exceptional human being. Maggie proves that you do not need to seek the spotlight to shine bright. Sometimes the quietest people leave the greatest impact. It's my honor to recognize her for the 2026 People's Choice Award. And I would like to introduce Mr. Eric O'Neill.
It is my pleasure to nominate Cecilia Johnson for my People's Choice Award for 2026. Cece's passion is for musical theater, and that's what she'll be studying in college next year. And I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing Cece perform in plays and musicals at Shawnee. But that's not why I nominated Cece for this award. I don't know the first thing about musical theater, and the classes I teach have nothing to do with it. I'm fortunate to have Cece in 2 different classes this year, Honors World Cultures in the morning and AP Psychology in the afternoon. It's very easy to get on my good side in class, and that's frequent classroom participation. Cece is a fantastic participator in both of those classes. I especially appreciate her frequent engagement, since neither one of these classes is linked in any way to her main passion of musical theater. Oftentimes when students have a deep passion, they develop tunnel vision for it and do not always care as much for their unrelated classes. but Cece treats each class as though it were an intense interest of hers. Her daily comments and questions are relevant, insightful, and engaging, not just to me as her teacher, but for all of her classmates as well. In addition to her immersion during class time, she'll often come talk to me after class as well about something related to travel or cultures in the morning, or something about psychology in the afternoon. She is extremely friendly and personable, and every teacher who has taught her has nothing but glowing things to say about her personality and demeanor. I'm excited to see where musical theater will take her in the future, but I'm confident in her ability to succeed in any aspect of life since she is such a well-rounded person. I am pleased to present Cecilia Johnson with my People's Choice Award for 2026. And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Ryan DiNatale.
Good evening. Congratulations to all of our award winners. I'm very proud of all of you, very excited that you're all here with us tonight. My People's Choice Award is Maisie Ryan. Many students spend their time looking for ways to lighten their workload. They look for the path of least resistance, the shortest route to a diploma, or the easiest elective to fill a gap. But today I want to talk to you about a student who did the exact opposite. When I nominated Maisie Ryan for People's Choice, it wasn't because of her grades, it was because of her willingness to accept a challenge. Maisie didn't just sign up for a class she didn't need, she decided to jump into it after the semester had already begun. While most people would be terrified of playing catch-up in a course they weren't even required to take, Maisie saw it as an opportunity. She walked into the classroom late in the year, and instead of asking for a shortcut, she got to work. On her own, she studied for all of the work that she had missed. She made up every test and quiz on her own, and she simultaneously kept up with the current material. We often talk about student success in terms of numbers and percentages, but true success is what Maisie demonstrated, a genuine internal drive to be the best version of herself. She wasn't chasing credits, she was chasing knowledge. There is a saying that excellence is not a singular act, but a habit. It's a choice to do the hard thing simply because it's the right thing for your own growth. Maisie, your grit and your refusal to settle for easy are an inspiration to everyone in this room. You remind all of us that learning isn't just a means to an end, it's a pursuit of excellence. You chose to challenge yourself because you knew that good enough wasn't enough for you. Maisie, your level of discipline is impressive, and it's exactly why you're deserving of this recognition. Please join me in a huge round of applause for Maisie Ryan. All right, next up, Mrs. Melissa Dietz.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mrs. Dietz. I'm one of the business teachers. I run the DECA program, school store, so if you need any apparel afterwards, we can head down the hallway. Kidding. Before I begin, I just want to welcome Jayana Lopez up to the stand. It is with great pride and appreciation that I nominated Jayana Lopez for our school's People's Choice Award. As a four-year accounting student, Jayana has truly mastered more than just debits and credits. She understands the value of a strong work ethic, responsibility, and integrity. This year, I took on the challenge of teaching accounting 3 and 4 in the same classroom for the first time, and she became one of my greatest support systems. Whether troubleshooting software issues, helping reconcile classroom confusion, or ensuring operations ran smoothly day to day, she was always there to keep everything in balance. You catching on here? Much like a strong accountant who audits every detail carefully, Jayana notices everything. She is constantly willing to assist classmates who may be struggling and helps create a classroom environment that is both productive and welcoming. Her willingness to help others is truly one of her greatest assets, and she gives her time and energy without ever expecting anything in return. Outside of the classroom, she also helps manage and organize the school store, always stepping into whatever I ask her. No task is ever outside of her job description. She approaches every responsibility with professionalism and accountability, qualities that cannot be taught in the textbook. Her passion for business extends beyond the school. She actively assists her family's businesses managing their QuickBooks and helping maintain accurate financial records. Watching her apply real-world accounting skills with such confidence and maturity has really been incredibly impressive. She already possesses many of the qualities that make successful business professionals, such as attention to detail, honesty, reliability, and leadership. If I were preparing a balance sheet of future success, I would confidently place her in the high-value asset category. What truly makes Gianna special, however, is her heart. She's genuine, honest, wears her emotions on her sleeve, gets a little spicy at times, but she cares deeply for the people around her and naturally takes on the role of the caretaker, the mother hen to her siblings, her friends, and her classmates. She's constantly looking out for others, making sure everyone is supported, included, and cared for. In accounting, we talk about what truly adds value. Gianna adds immeasurable value to every room she enters. Her kindness, dedication, and authenticity have made a lasting impact on me and our school. I have nothing but the highest expectations for your future. Best of luck, Gianna, as you enter the next phase of your spreadsheet of life. May your future always stay balanced, your opportunities continue to accrue, and your personal, professional bottom line reflect the kindness, integrity, and passion you bring to everyone around you. Congratulations, and I hope that you accept my People's Choice Award.
Thank you. I could tell by this morning, or yesterday when I asked you. Play it off. I guess it was good enough. This is for you. I'll give it to you.
And next up, Mrs. Stephanie Kirk.
Sorry, I had to put something down. So she probably saw my little treat here. I'm going to ask Romy to come up to the stage. All right, so I'm Mrs. Kirk, and each year the staff at Shawnee are asked to pick a student from our classes or our walk of the world here at Shawnee for our People's Choice Award. And each year I have an extremely difficult time picking just one. I have a number of kids that are deserving for a wide variety of reasons. And I get the opportunity to have my kids for a number of years. So this is always a really special award for me to give to, as I said, just one. My recipient this year is someone who is intelligent, considerate, and a tad bit emotional, let me say passionate. Over the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of teaching Romy, and this year I'm lucky enough to have her in both my engineering and architecture courses. I'd like to explain why I used these 3 words to describe you. Intelligent. Romy, you are bright, you ask insightful questions, you listen to ideas, you're willing to learn from your mistakes and try something different the next time. You're considerate. You walk in and you can read the room. You ask questions about how I'm doing or how your peers are doing, how my day is going, and you listen to the responses. You're not afraid to think of yourself and to voice your own needs. Bossy, one might say, but you're always considerate of others without expecting anything in return. Passionate. You care about the outcome of things that have your name on it. You constantly set high expectations and push yourself to do better than your best. Knowing that being passionate can be stressful, and you do wear your emotions on your sleeve sometimes. Some would say that that is not a strong characteristic, but as a person who can match your passion, I say hold on tight because I think you're doing something right. Romy, I've enjoyed watching you grow as a student and seeing you solve problems in a wide variety of ways. Things will not always be easy, but you have the characteristics to overcome any obstacle that you might encounter. Congratulations on your People's Choice Award, and I'll continue to bring the snacks, hold on, and offer you all of my support so long as you continue being you. So, the snacks are like our things. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce Miss Ashley Donzuzo.
Hello. It is truly an honor to present this year's People's Choice Award to Maddie Kuzmin. Yeah. Or Maddie Cuse, or Cusie. I know. So she has left a lasting impact not only on her classmates and teammates, but on me personally, both as a coach and a person. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of coaching Maddie, and throughout the time, she has consistently demonstrated what it means to lead with character, humility, and heart. While many people may recognize Maddie for her accomplishments on the softball field and the classroom, what stands out most for me has never been about stats or her outstanding grades. It's always been about the kind person she is every single day. Maddie carries herself with a quiet confidence and level of maturity that is rare. She shows up for others, works hard without ever asking for recognition, leads by example in moments that matter most. Whether things were going great or challenges arose, she remained steady, positive, and supportive of everyone around her. Her attitude and work ethic set the tone for those around her in ways she probably doesn't even realize. What makes Maddie truly special is the impact she had on me. There are certain athletes who remind me why you coach, and Maddie is one of those people. Her dedication, resilience, kindness, and selflessness constantly push me to become a better coach, a better leader, and honestly, a better person. She made me reflect on the importance of patience, encouragement, and leading with compassion. Maddie, thank you for 4 incredible years. Thank you for your trust, your leadership, and the example you set for everyone around you. Your character is something people naturally gravitate towards, and that's why this award is so well-deserved. Congratulations on this honor, and best of luck next year at Rowan. And next up, Miss Gina Keel.
I'm sure he's figured it out by now, but my People's Choice this year is Sullivan Gamble. Many might believe that the recipient of this award, particularly coming from a high school theater director and music teacher, will inevitably go to the most prestigious, most talented, and most accomplished student, someone who effortlessly holds an audience in the palm of their hand with their captivating performances full of beauty and imagination, the star of the show, in other words. While I believe Sully to be all of these things, it must be said that the journey here has been anything but effortless and required one thing that many students take years to find: courage. I first met Sully in 2022 at his Fiddler on the Roof audition. Nervous and timid as a person, but man, what a voice. As I got to know him through the next few productions, I took notice of how hard he was working and progressing, and really seemed to find a home on our stage. A couple years in, Sully asked me if I thought he had what it takes to major in musical theater in college. Of course, I said, but what I think doesn't really matter. I can tell you that it will take dedication, determination, confidence, and courage. If you believe in yourself and are willing to prepare for the physical and emotional toll that this career will take, it will, then I will gladly help you get there. Contrary to popular belief, theater is not for the weak. It takes a certain amount of strength and vulnerability to put yourself out there and prove to the world that you are worth the watch. Through those next couple of years, Sully worked tirelessly, putting together a repertoire book, taking dance classes, filming pre-screens, and polishing his craft in preparation for what felt like 300 college auditions. Traveling the country to different auditions while concurrently giving 2 performances of a lifetime as Audrey 2, the plant, in Little Shop of Horrors, and Davy in Newsies was challenging to say the least. Though at times I would call him a wet poodle, if you know, you know, when he would put himself down, have low self-esteem, or simply feel like giving up, Sully always managed to pick himself back up and come back strong. In my classroom, I created a list of students majoring in music or theater and would put a check mark next to each name as they made their final college commitment decisions. Sully was my last check mark. I knew he was going to take his time, but we got there. And I'm so proud that he will be attending Point Park University for musical theater in the fall. The path here was a challenging one and certainly felt like a struggle most of the time. But he never gave up. He put faith in his passion, his resilience, his persistence, and his courage. I'm grateful that he put his trust in me to guide, teach, and direct him towards success. I am blessed to have Sully as a student because I have learned just as much from him, if not more, than he has learned from me. Oscar Hammerstein once said, "By your pupils you are taught." And my students are the best teachers because they forced me each day to be a better musician, an exceptional director, and an empathetic human. I will miss hanging out with Sully at lunch and our discussions about Broadway shows, film composers, and tons of other knowledge that most people would deem useless. I will miss him always having the correct answers in music theory while simultaneously sobbing over the difficulty of oral free response questions. I will miss hearing his beautiful voice complimenting our choir or feeling the entire room vibrate when he hits a low note. I will miss his charming stage presence, comedic timing, and his extraordinary pathos. If I can slip in one last piece of advice as this next chapter begins, I'm going to steal it from our favorite composer of the year, Alan Menken. Courage cannot erase our fear. Courage is when we face our fear. So go get it. Congratulations. And now I'd like to bring up Mr. Craig Bookwalter.
Hi, Josh. There are times when I think and wonder about the impact that we as educators have on children. As an administrator, I often get to meet with students who don't necessarily make the best decisions from time to time. As a result, they are assigned a consequence, the sole purpose of which is to positively change behavior. And it's not often that we get to see the impact of these interactions, because usually the student doesn't see the full purpose of these conversations that we have until later in life when a certain level of maturity sets in. But on a rare occasion, we get to see a student come along who is able to change their ways right before our eyes. A student who struggles with the decisions they've made for a variety of issues, but just as a switch magically flips on to light up a room, the student now sees the world in a different view. And without getting into any of the details, Josh has faced some challenges over the past couple of years, but this year has been different, as if the light has been switched on and the room is now bright. Josh has had an amazing finish to his senior year in so many ways. And although it hasn't been completely struggle-free, he's found a way to maintain focus and continues to excel. Josh, it truly has been a pleasure to get to know you, and I want to make sure your dedication is recognized. As you get ready to leave Shawnee High School, remember that education is not just about classes and the grades. It's about the knowledge and the passion required to be in charge of your own fate. The past does not define us, but it does give us a perspective for how we want to shape our future. Keep true to yourself and continue to look at the world through a positive lens. Please know that this is not a goodbye, but rather an invitation to stop back and catch me up on the next great chapters of your life. I wish you continued success, and my heartfelt congratulations to you, Josh. But I thank you all for coming out tonight. Please have some refreshments with us, and feel free to take more pictures with all of our students. Thank you.